Hello, everybody. Just trying to give you a fully updated midterm of where I'm at. My artist statement hasn't changed, so I'm not going to go through it to save time. So this is more from the original sketch here on the left, and then that was my proposal. This other sketch was me trying to resolve things before starting on a final. From there, I moved into my initial underpainting on the left. The right piece is with the critique adjustments. So I was really, really grateful for critique. I watched it over and over again to just kind of reabsorb it. And Diana talked about like the hands and the ripping chest one that I had drawn. And so like I digitally added a hand and I liked it a lot. I think compositionally it was important. And then I kind of darkened the right hand side just because, like Professor Matthews was talking about like midtones and like that was too bright right there and all that kind of stuff. So thanks to critique, I feel like it got a lot stronger. And then just showing you a little bit of my process. I just got a glass palette for the first time. I'm in love. And my browns are done with a series of 7 values. So from white to black, which my black is Payne's Gray. But there's 5 mixed browns. And then, yeah, you can see above me right here, I'll kind of like block it out. Sometimes this is a little bit how I blend. And then I'll just kind of go through and work and blend it out. And I rotate a lot just to kind of get crisp lines. And then finally, I was talking with one of you guys in the discussion forums about like the orange that was there from the underpainting. And so instead of doing the green again on the left-hand side, I was like, let's bring in some of that. Like, let's do something different than the green. And so I was trying to do a red orange, but it kind of just became a lot more red. And I like that. I like that it changes colors now. And the hand, I think, was essential. And I think it made something about that heart piece like work. And so this is it. Barely There was the original title. I think I'm liking the switch to transmutation better. And it's 24 by 30, which feels at like the outside of what I'm comfortable with, just with how much I move the canvas as I paint. It's a whole other day, and I really wanted to give you an updated version of where I'm at. As for the lamp, I've bought most of these supplies. I don't know if the frame is going to get here in time. I am kind of starting to think more about like a light box. I don't know. I'm still really definitely wanting to play with literal light. I still don't know where I'm at with it. And then this is where I went immediately after trying to figure out what the next thing was. I was trying to deal with like bringing in intense color in order to kind of create that feeling of pain. But I've shifted gears again because of what I was looking at, like the grades Professor Matthews had submitted and some artists, and my brain just kind of started snowballing, and I ended up here. And I'm trying to like the material risks part of things, right? Like I'm not quite so rigid about things. I'm a very particular and tight painter, and so I'm trying to like let that go a little bit. I want this one to be looser. It's hard. This one's hard, and I like can't even look at it right now in order to talk about it. Because I've been working on it all morning and I've cried all morning. But this was me trying to kind of give you guys an example of where my brain is at from here. The question is, do I bring in my kind of tendrily elements? So this was me adding in just some of it, like a hint of it. I say hint, and it's still pretty strong, but then I took it a step further. And then this was me really trying to distort things. So I'm not quite sure which of them speaks to me the most. So I'm kind of asking that of you. Which of these kind of talks to you the most? And I don't know that I'm going to not be able to do this piece. Like, it's so hard to look at, and it's so hard to go through. So I came to epiphany that my last piece, 2 Degree on Purpose, was very much about like numbness. Or at least that's where it started from. It didn't always live in there, and it certainly was emotional in its way. This one's 1,000 times worse so much harder. So, walking down the street naked here. Thank you all so much. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, my research book, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm over time. This is my 4th presentation I've done. So if you want to see me talk about it, I have 3 other videos on my YouTube. I am reading Art and Mourning, and it is really good. It's a really clinical way of looking at like breaking down how things are kind of dealt with, and when it comes to grief. And I do highly recommend it.